wanted to ask you about Maria Miranda Cruz. I promised her that I would, last week we talked a little bit about your hand in editing Everlasting Nora, and then I promised that this week we would ask you your perspective on what that process was like and what drew you to that book initially, since that's something that hopefully the all of esteemed audiences had a week to go out and buy and read at this point.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, and just so you know, I did not listen to Marie's show yet, so I didn't see what she said.
All positive things. She was very excited to work with to have worked with you, and she let us know that she had been filled with dread about the idea of an editor, and you immediately put her at ease, and that your suggestions made the book genuinely better.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's good to know. That's a good jumping off point.
So now you are welcome to trash her just because she said nice things. That doesn't.
she's a delight. She's like an absolute delight. Like, you know, one of the general, you know, blessings I have in my job is that I get to choose exactly who I work with. And I've been also really lucky that I've been able to work with people who are extremely talented, but also generally, you know, kind, considerate, thoughtful, supportive people. And Maria is definitely one of them. So yeah, you know, her book was like totally out of the blue for me because you know, I usually, you know, until I bought Everlasting Nora, I was just strictly a genre editor, you know. I was at Book Expo America, and her agent pitched me like all of her projects, and she had a PowerPoint, you know, it's like, and she was just going through like, so we went like over all of her science fiction fantasy, and then Marie's book was like stuck, in the middle grade section after it, and one of and her slide was a picture from Manila's North Cemetery. And as Marie, you know, has probably already explained, like it's a real community in the Philippines. These are actual people who live in mausoleums. And just seeing that picture was just, you know, it was so amazing. Like not because of just like the location, all that stuff, but just the brightness of the colors, just like the lighting. It was a beautiful picture of unexpected joy in what I realized was in the middle of a cemetery. And I'm like, you know, I asked the agent, tell me more about this book. I have no idea what this is. And so she gave me her elevator pitch, you know, and the project had a different name back then. It was just called Cemetery City. And I was like, all right, well, I'll take these 4, you know, science fiction fantasy submissions you just pitched me, and I'll take a look at Cemetery City because I am immediately intrigued, you know, and I like stayed up until like 1 o'clock in the morning reading that book. When I was finished, I was like, I have to figure out how I'm going to buy this. I have no idea how I'm going to buy this because I've never bought contemporary fiction in middle grade before, but I think this has a lot of potential. And I actually rejected all the other things I requested from that agent. So it was a sign. It was a sign.
Well, she still had to walk away feeling pretty good after that.
Right. And it was, yeah, it's, you know, and it's such a great editorial process, you know, working with her, because Marie is just she works so hard. She's so generous. She's so receptive. We had really great conversations. And that project in particular was actually like one of the longest editorial processes I've had so far with a project. You know, we went through like 4 or 5 drafts of that book. And usually I do too. So, you know, just because it's like there is so much that I want to do with it, and that we had so many conversations. We had sensitivity readers look at it. We we had several different like really heavy restructural edits for that book. You know, and I think it's also like really a credit to the publisher Starscape when I presented it to her, because she read the manuscript and she said, like, you know, I think like it's very interesting, but I'm not sure, you know, if it's strong enough. And I convinced her, no, we have to buy this. If we buy this, I will edit, with Marie until it becomes a gem, and then like it'll get a lot of like critical acclaim, and that's what I did. So I was like, ta-da! I proved myself, yay!
Well done. I very much enjoyed the book, and I know that esteemed audience who has all read it at this point did as well.